So I'm going to go into more specifically some of the disorders that we tend to see in the Counseling Center. So along with these, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is more natural anxiety to experience and when it might be more of a sign of an anxiety disorder. So with panic disorder, people experience panic attacks, and that's what I was talking about with the physical symptoms of anxiety. My heart is racing, I'm feeling a lot of fear, I've got my stomach I have the butterflies, I feel like I might be dying or losing control. It's those physical feelings of panic attacks. And you have a fear of panic attacks occurring again. So the way that you can distinguish this is most of us feel some jitteriness, some nerves, especially like before you have to get up and give a presentation, for example, or you're nervous about going on a date. That would be a natural kind of feeling of anxiety. Someone that has more of a panic disorder, these will be repeated, random panic attacks. And not only will you get the panic attacks, you then have fear about getting those panic attacks again and can almost become obsessed with the panic attacks. And then obsessive compulsive disorder, this is the existence of obsession, so intrusive thoughts that are going through your mind, and then also compulsion, so repetitive behaviors. And people that have OCD realize that these are excessive or unreasonable, but they still can't help it. They have these thoughts and compulsions anyway. So, for example, all of us can get into little patterns of behavior. All of us want to live in a safe environment, a hazard-free environment. But someone with a disorder feels like they need to perform these uncontrollable, repetitive actions, like washing your hands or checking things numerous times. And often these checking behaviors or these patterns are there to get rid of a negative thought that you've had or an intrusive thought that you've had. Right. There we go. Social anxiety. So fear of social anxiety, fear of social situations, and you avoid those social situations. And again, you realize that it's excessive or unreasonable, but still you've got those fears. All of us, again, can get embarrassed or can get nervous in an uncomfortable social situation. But people that have a social anxiety disorder will avoid even common social situations. For fear of being judged, they're very concerned about what am I going to say, how am I going to come across, what are people going to think about me, I'm not going to know what to do, what to say, I'm going to be embarrassed, I'm going to be humiliated, and so they have such a fear that it keeps them from attaining their goals in life. They can't make friends, they can't have relationships, they can't do the things that they want to do. Generalized anxiety disorder, that's excessive worry, so worry that feels out of your control. You can't stop it for at least 6 months, and this is more general, so it's across many situations. Other things that go along with generalized anxiety disorder are things like muscle tension, just a feeling of being restless or keyed up on edge, difficulty sleeping, irritability. Those are some of the other symptoms of generalized anxiety. So again, most of us will have occasional worry. There's something that is stressing us out that we're worried about, or we go through a breakup and then we're thinking about it and worried about it. We can't stop thinking about it. But someone with generalized anxiety disorder, it's really constant and chronic, and it enters in every situation. And it tends to be things that they are always going through the what ifs and the catastrophic type of thinking, and always thinking the negative outcome. And it really impairs their life. And often people that are in relationships, family members, friends, or partners will notice you're stressed out a lot. So often you hear from friends that something is going on. It seems more than just regular anxiety or worry. So we've got a lot of services at CAPS. Pat Thompson is going to be going through our services at the end. But just to point out, we've got some groups. I run the Building Social Confidence group, which is one of the best treatments for social phobia. And we've also got some great groups like Managing Moods and Peace of Mind group that can teach students different ways of dealing with their stress. So even if you don't have an anxiety disorder, these are really great resources to help any student be able to calm down some of that obsessive thinking and reduce that stress. Remember, stress was the number one impediment to academic performance. And so just wanted to be able to highlight some of that. So are there any questions at all about anxiety or anxiety disorders? Got an idea of what to look out for? Great.